What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Logistical Styles coming at you with another video, and today we are doing a product review. Welcome back YouTube. Like I said, today we are doing a product review, and this is the product right here. This is the Phenyx Pro wireless personal monitor system. The model number is PTM 11. They also make a PTM 22, which is just 2 units in one case, but they're the same thing basically. This is a personal monitoring system, and if you don't know what that is, this is something that performers use on stage so that they can hear accurately what they're doing or what they're playing or performing versus what the crowd is hearing. If you've ever worked on a stage or played on a stage or large stage, you may have noticed that the sound is a lot different than what you're normally used to. Well, that's because the acoustics of the room and the way the sound system in the venue is laid out. So what you often will find is on stage there are monitors there for you to be able to hear accurately what you're doing. Kind of like in the DJ booth, you would have monitors in the booth so you can hear it clearer what's being played, and there's no delay from the acoustics of the room or just the size of the room. That's what this is, except this is a personal in-ear one, so you won't rely on outside speakers. You'll be wearing earbuds that will have a mix that is personalized for you as the musician or the performer. So that's how it would normally be used, but me as a DJ, I'm going to use it a little bit differently. When I look at this, I see that it is a device that transmits audio from this bass receiver, this bass transmitter, to this body pack receiver. So that allows me to transmit audio over a distance and not have to run cable. So let's just take a quick look at what you get in the box, and I'll show you how I'm going to set it up to do some testing. We'll run through the specs real quick. In the box you get one bass unit transmitter, one body pack receiver, one set of in-ear earbuds, a power adapter, an antenna, one antenna, 2 AA batteries, an antenna kit, a carrying case, and a user manual. Operating range under typical conditions, 50 meters to 164 feet. Actual range depends on RF signal reflection and interference. So basically your environment is going to dictate really how far you can go with this thing, but we'll test it out and we'll see how well it does shortly. It's got a gain adjustment range of 40 decibels, meaning you've got a range of 40 decibels that you can lower or raise the volume or the output of this device. Let's see. It requires 2 AA batteries, 2 AA alkaline batteries. You can also use rechargeable batteries, and it states that you should get about 6 hours of battery life using it with this device. So let's go ahead and open it up. I also note that when you order this, it comes pretty much like this. This is the box. It'll be shrink wrapped with some clear plastic wrapping over it and a shipping label, but you can see what's inside the box when it's being shipped. So if you have a problem with like porch pirates or people stealing your packages, you might want to be around for the delivery, because if it's just sitting on your doorstep, people are going to know you got, some gear waiting for you. But that's just a little tip from me to you. So this is the carrying case that it comes with. It's a plastic case, nice hard plastic. It's got 2 latches up front to secure it. When you open it up, you have some eggshell type foam that's here to protect it in transit. The inside of the case is molded in some kind of styrofoam, so that's definitely protecting it. You get some paper, some documentation, warranty card, a owner's manual, and it basically seems to regurgitate what's on the back of the box over here, all the specs for it, what's included, and it also does talk about what each button does, and we'll talk about that as we go through it as well. Operating instructions, really simple. Basically, take it out the box, plug it up, start using it. But we'll go through that. You get a transmitter That's the base unit. This is the one that plugs into the wall. On the back, you have the port for the plug to go into. It goes in here. This is a 13.5 volt adapter. And it's a pretty reasonably long enough cord. It looks like it's about 6 feet of cord length. The transmitter right here has 2 inputs and 2 outputs. You have a left and a right input, left and a right output as well. There's also a pad button that allows you to bring down the signal. If you're coming in a little too hot, you can pad it down negative 12 decibels. And this is the BNC connector for your antenna. And your antenna goes right here. It would just twist on, lock into place, and then you can adjust the antenna as needed. It's usually recommended you keep the antenna straight up. Now, if you're going to rack mount this, a rack is going to cause you to not be able to have the antenna in the most optimal position. So what they have included is this here antenna kit. And this antenna kit allows you to just act as like an extension. So you'll route the antenna out here, and then if you have to rack mount it, you got these ears that come along with it, and that fits it into a rack, and then you would run your antenna out through this way. So that's pretty cool that they added that, because a lot of people who do use a lot of these units probably do have racks and racks of stuff, and you want to have the best antenna coverage as possible, or reception as possible. It came with 2 AA batteries. The AA batteries are already in the receiver. They come with that. The receiver is like a body pack that you would see like with a lavalier microphone, same type of body pack, except this is receiving and not transmitting. So it's like the reverse of a wireless mic almost. There is a mini jack here, 3.5 millimeter jack that you would plug your headphones into. Here's your antenna, and a knob that acts as your power switch and also as the volume knob. So you can crank up your volume in the earbuds, or you can do what I'm going to do, and I'm going to connect this to the Mackie Thump Go. I'm going to use it. It has a 3.5 millimeter port right here, and I'm going to connect this to that, and that will make this completely wireless solution. And I chose this speaker because, as you know from my previous review, this is a battery powered speaker. I'm going to use, for my sound source, I'm going to use my Numark DJ2Go 2 Touch. It's hooked up to my iPad Air 4th generation, and it's running Algorithms DJ Pro. And let's see, coming out of the main output of the Numark controller, we're going to go into the inputs left and right of the Phenyx Pro. I need to get a little electricity over here, so I'll need to go grab an extension cord, and we shall soon see how well this works. So let's finish hooking it up. Power goes into this back port here. We'll twist the antenna on right here. All I need is a little bit of electricity, and when I do power it up, then you'll see the lights, and then I'll show you how we sync this all up. So let me go grab some electricity. All right, so now I've got my electrical outlet. I'm gonna plug this in right here. And when I plug it in, you see it turns on. Hopefully you can see it on the camera. Let's get that out the way. But when you turn it on, you get a screen that shows the group that it's transmitting on and the channel. It shows you signal strength. If I start playing some music, you'll see signal strength coming through. Let's see. Should be getting something now, yeah. So you see that the meters are moving. So that's showing that there is a signal coming through. Hopefully you can see that. And that's the volume to control the signal. You have a window right here that says IR, that's for infrared. That's how you sync up the transmitter with the receiver. I'll show you that in a minute. There's a sync button that you need to activate the infrared, and the group and the channel buttons. These allow you to choose different groups. So I'm gonna switch up to group 5 and channel 4, just a random channel. There's 5 groups, and each group can have 10 channels. So that gives you 50 different combinations in total. Now what I'm gonna do is turn on the receiver. When I turn the receiver on, it's gonna go to the channel, the group and channel it was last used on. And in this case, it was last used on group 3, channel 2. So if I wanna get this to sync up, what I need to do is press the sync button here, wait for it to flash red, and then put this in front, and it's gonna say sync, sync, and boom. Now the receiver has been synced up, and now it shows, you can't see it because the screen is really light, but it's now on group 5, channel 4, just like the receiver. So that's how you sync it up. It's really simple, it's not a whole lot to do, just hit the sync button until the red light flashes on the infrared window, and then line the infrared window up with the receiver, and it will sync it up pretty quickly. So now that we've done that, let's get some music playing again on this. And when there's music playing and you have your meters jumping here, you see the same thing on this receiver. You can see the meters jumping. So you see also how strong your RF signal is. So I've got 5 bars of RF signal, which is the max. So what I'm gonna do right here is connect this using the mini jack into the mini jack on the Mackie Thump Go. So let me get a cable for that. I got the cable for that, and I also want to mention, I had to grab these headphones. This did not include the in-ear earbuds. It said it in the box, and then even in the manual, there was supposed to be some in-ear earbuds, but it didn't have the in-ear earbuds, so I can't really test how well that works. So I'm gonna use my headphones. So you won't be able to hear it, but I'll just confirm if I'm getting, yeah. Okay, so it is working in the headphones. Let's get back to hooking up the speaker. I'm gonna hook this mini jack cable. This is a tip ring sleeve cable. I'm hooking it up into here, and it's gonna go into channel 2 on my Mackie Thump Go. Turn it on. Let's see what we get. All right, we got sound. So, let's see. So this is working. Audio is being pumped into the speaker wirelessly. It's a wireless speaker, so I can go take it for a walk and see how well, what kind of range we get. So let's go ahead and try to set it up in the side yard and see what we can get. Here we are. I have the speaker wirelessly set up. I'm going to take it for a little walk and see how far we can go before we get any kind of audio dropouts or glitches. So let's just let's take a listen. The receiver, the transmitter is right here, receiver's right here. There was one audio drop a little bit. Another. All right, now it's dropping. Seems to be going in and out over here, and it's still a pretty clear line of sight. Right here still. And it's just dropping. All right, so as you can see, or you could hear that I don't think we're going to get 164 feet of distance with this device, at least not with a solid connection. Now, maybe it's because I was moving, so we're going to try to set up in the side yard where there's a little bit more room for me to really stretch, and we'll see, and I'll be able to measure it a little bit better. But I know this deck right here up to where that gate is, and that's pretty much where you started hearing little drops of audio. That's like 20 feet. So let's try it in a more open environment, and hopefully we can get a little bit better performance. Okay, so here we are set up. Now I'm in the side yard, the longer area where I can really walk out and do some testing with it. I've got the same setup. I've got the Newmark DJ2Go 2Touch, and that is feeding the Phenyx Pro transmitter, and it is transmitting to this receiver. They're on the same channel. So let's go ahead and do a little test and see how this works. Change the camera around so you can see me take a little bit of a walk. And we'll listen out for any audio dropouts. There was one. So far, so good. I put it on the ground. Couple, but overall it's still pretty decent. It's dropping bad now. It's completely stopped. So let me take note of where I'm at. Let's make our way back. So that was an interesting test. I mean, it showed me a couple things, and I'll be honest, this is actually my third day of testing with this device. The first time I tested it initially on the deck, I didn't get more than like 20 feet away without getting the audio dropouts. And then I did a test yesterday in the same area, and it was equally as bad. All right, so that was the first dropout right here, and that's not very far at all. Not doing much better. It's getting worse. And pretty much. This is direct line of sight. So this is not good. So this is a much better improvement, to be honest, over my past couple of days of testing. Not really sure what's changed. Same environment. Pretty rural, not a whole lot of activity going on, but it seemed to do okay. I'll say it's not the best, it's not the worst, but it would probably not have been very helpful where I had a situation in a gym and I needed to stretch out my speaker coverage. I don't think this would go the length of a basketball court. 164 feet, I don't really think that's what we got, but what I'm going to do now is go grab my measuring stick, and we are going to measure out to see how far it was before the audio dropped out. And this is 120 feet. So right here at 120 feet is where it dropped off, and it just kind of completely went silent, especially when I put it down on the ground. I don't really see me having to, well, this is, I think, the distance of a basketball court. So maybe it would have gone that far, but this is where it died. It was more usable, like in this area. This area was pretty fine. There was no problem with it. So let's say, let me do a measurement from here. I'm just trying to get an idea of how many feet of cable will this device allow me to eliminate. So let's stretch it on back. So this is 100 feet. This is 100 feet from back to where I was. So yeah, this would be handy in some situations. The speaker, I think, would have to be it would have to be stationary. The speaker would have to be stationary, and I think this actually works better for transmitting audio to a speaker because a moving person would have problems hearing with the in-ear monitor. I'm gonna hook up my headphones and just to do a test. You guys won't be able to hear it, but I just wanna find out for myself to see how well this transmits or if I get those dropouts when I use some headphones with this device. So right now I'm gonna give this probably like a B minus as far as the device goes, maybe even a C, because the other 2 days I'm gonna try to incorporate some footage from the previous days of testing, but it was not great. It was really unusable. I'm giving it a C based on the consistency. You know, there was one day when it was just unusable for me, one day when it was just kind of bad, and then today it was good. But there were dropouts. So I'm gonna give this a C as far as the performance. The build quality is really nice, and it looks like it's gonna last a long time. But as far as how frequently will I use this, I'm not really sure, because I think I have other solutions that might be a little bit more dependable. So let me go do some testing with that, and hopefully this video did help you, give you some information, and if you like what you see, you like what you hear, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. Be notified about when I do make more posts so you can be alerted. It really helps the channel, and it helps me stay visible. So I'm gonna wrap this up and do some little personal testing, and anything else I'll find out, I will put it in the description below. But I also add a link so you can see where you can purchase it as well. So until next time, this is your boy Logistical Styles, and I'm signing out.